I'm Alex Haley, and today we're sitting down with Zach Thomas, retired Miami Dolphins player and former Texas Tech Red Raider. Zach, thanks for being here today. How is it being back in Lubbock?
Oh, it's great to be back in Lubbock. Miss, the whole environment, the open friendliness from the people. Miss the university and the town because it's been so good to me and my family.
Can you walk us through your career playing football?
I came in as pretty much always the underdog, doubted, the guy that had the too many twos, the too small, too slow, and I overcome all that from just having a strong mindset, having good coaches, and turned out to be a dream come true, and it played out perfectly for me.
What qualities would you say it takes to be a successful linebacker?
Like I said, I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the fastest, definitely wasn't the smartest. So it was something that I had to find that other edge, and where it was all from my confidence, and that was only from preparation alone, because I won before I even played the game, and that was all from all the hard work, from watching a lot of tape, loving what I do, and I was playing a game of football and never complicating things, and I think when I put all those together, it turned me out to have great confidence. But like I said, it was the preparation, it was a skill I trained that it was great.
How did representing Texas Tech and the teams you played for in the league influence any of the decisions you made during that time period?
Well, when I was playing at Tech, it taught me a lot, and it carried over into the NFL. And I was very grateful just because of all the great coaching I had, because, you get lucky along the way. And, they said I was a smart player. They said I was instinctive, but it was more like well coached. I absorbed, I was like a sponge when it came to knowledge, when it came to being coached. I knew they were there to help me, to make me better, and I worked every day to continuously improve. And it carried over into the NFL. And I happened to get 13 seasons in the NFL when, the average is 3. So I was just grateful.
What were some of the biggest lessons that you learned during your time playing professionally?
The biggest was not being afraid to fail, because you're going to get beat. The best get beat. And that's the mindset that I had, because I wasn't afraid. It wasn't going to change my aggressiveness because I got beat. But that was one thing that I feel like took me over the top, because, I always, with the confidence, I always tried to align right and know my assignment. And that was all, both of those are before the ball's even snapped. And so that's when I feel like you can win before you even, play, because you beat yourself way more than the other team beat you. And that's why I feel like I'm sitting here today, because of all that, because I did all that hard work before the game.
What was your relationship like with your head coach at the time and the players that you were on the team with?
With Spike. Spike was a good old boy. Love Spike. He was great for this town. He was a great coach, but even better person. And that's somebody that, he looked out for all of us. And he was more worried about your character than, your play on the field. And that's what it's about. The game is good. Game's not just about winning and losing. It's not based off results. It's about, getting the best at each one of your players, but getting you ready for the real world, and Spike did that. And that's why I'm very grateful for him. He had to pull me aside a few times and get me aligned right, because I was stepping out the line, and I really appreciate him for that.
Reflecting back on your time here, do you have a favorite memory that comes to mind?
As for memories, the locker room was fantastic, because that's what's remembered. You look back and you don't really remember, certain games. You don't remember stats of guys, but what you remember is that respect that you earned in the locker room from your teammates. And that's what's most important. That's what it's all about. Because I'm not, at 42 years old, I'm not sitting here proud that, of all the honors. You're not proud of that, because, there's plenty of guys that got honors and everything, but they weren't great teammates. But what makes you the most proudest is being a great teammate, being there for your guys in that locker room, because there's nothing like it.
And what's life been like for you since retiring?
Challenging. Not because it's hard to turn the page after playing football. I have 3 kids, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-month-old. So it's more challenging than football ever gave me, being a dad. But it's a transition that you make, and I enjoy it. There's no pressure, and I'm going to try to impact my kids like my parents impacted me. I'm going to try to do that.